So let's just hurry along, but congratulations to us and great news once again, as we welcome now for a demonstration of his platform, another wonderful mind, an ingenious mind among us, Dr. Linus Itube, who is the founder of Swiffin, the CEO of Swiffin, and he will demonstrate for us not just that we have the Lumi available to us, but actually how we get it. Dr. Linus, welcome. Oh, he's gone all funky on us now. He's got a new background. Way to go.
Thank you, dear.
The big Swiffin icon. Okay.
On mute. Okay, super. Thank you very much. Your Royal Highnesses, Your Excellencies, distinguished members of the audience, it's always a great pleasure to be here. And this event organized by SOAD has become something that I always look forward to in the weekly calendar. And thank you so much for putting this together and creating the opportunities for us to talk about what is clearly a very quiet but certain revolution that is intended to empower people economically the world over, so that together we can change the narrative and begin the process of putting a stop to years and years of poverty, exclusion, and unemployment amongst our youth across continental Africa and the African diaspora. It is indeed a quiet revolution, and it is so strong that every time we talk about it, by the time Chief Semako comes and says it's 124 countries, I would check and it's 128. The number just keeps creeping up every week. That is how strong this quiet revolution is. I'm not going to steal the thunder from VPM Hugh Johnson in terms of what is going on in Jamaica. I would leave that for him to talk about later on. But it is such a quiet revolution that is just simply amazing. Now, I am going to take the opportunity to play a few video clips. I know I always play these video clips, and forgive me if I play them every time. But let me play one, and then after that, I would give a quick presentation where I share my screen and talk about a few things about financial inclusion and the transaction economy, and why that's so important, and why the Lumi and the ability to transact in real time is so important in enabling us to use that as the tools in modern day to begin really fighting poverty and exclusion firmly. So if you'd allow me, I'll share my screen and I'll play one or two video clips. The first one is going to be on financial inclusion, and I'm just going to share my screen. According to bank data, there are over 1.7 billion people unbanked worldwide. In some countries within continental Africa, over 80% are unbanked. This means vast numbers of the 1.3 billion people across the continent are not able to effectively participate in the real economy. The result is poverty and misery for millions. Businesses and individuals are now faced with the biggest wealth creation opportunity the African continent has ever seen, through inclusion of the African Continental Free Trade Area, the AFCFTA. Given the challenges of financial inclusion across the continent, there is an unprecedented opportunity to use innovative technology which brings together individuals, communities, financial institutions, and businesses into a real-time transaction ecosystem. we must operationalize the AFCFTA to unlock the opportunities that the AFCFTA brings. We must ensure access to all, and we must address the more than 40 or so different local currencies across the continent, which remain a huge impediment to trade. Welcome to the SWIFT platform and the Ecosoc Lumi. The future is now. Okay. Now, the combination of the Lumi and the use of an open transaction exchange like the SWIFT platform offers tremendous opportunities that are unprecedented, that we haven't seen for a long time. We have all heard stories about the Lumi and its importance, its design, the ingenuity, the fact that it's backed by 100 kilowatt hours of energy and 4 grains of gold. Now, the SWIFT platform provides an opportunity for that to be distributed directly to households the world over. And that has some very important implications. The primary one is that it provides an opportunity to distribute this in such a way that people can actually use it, or use the Lumi using the devices that they have. It's available online, so you can log into your account online, you can check your balances, you can transact and pay businesses and business collaborators. There is the mobile app that's available. There is an SMS channel that we often do not talk about, but the SMS channel is so ubiquitous and so accessible that it will work on any mobile phone connected to any mobile network anywhere in the world. And with one SMS, you can execute a financial transaction, check a balance, make a payment, or authorize a payment request. There is a QR code that you can simply scan when you visit your local financial institution to deposit money and to withdraw funds from your account, or make payments at merchant outlets. There are electronic vouchers, which are so easily accessible that even those who do not have an account on the exchange can use them. And they can use it to pay for goods, get their change in another voucher in order to walk away with their shopping bag and the balance in the form of an electronic voucher they can use again during their next shopping trip. It provides the capability to manage agency outlets. And all this is designed to create an ecosystem that is both accessible and inclusive, so that we can look at including the 80% of people in some continental African countries that today remain unbanked, so that we can change the way that businesses particularly trade and exchange value. As we speak, if you are sitting in Nigeria or South Africa or Ghana and you need to make a payment to any other African country, it is still a challenge. One of the only solutions that is available today in the market that can be executed in real time is a payment on the Lumi, on the SWIFT platform. And it provides the opportunity for you to specify the amount you're paying for your invoice in any local currency in the world. That means with your Lumi wallet, you can go to Nigeria and pay your local meal in a local restaurant in Nigerian Naira by specifying the local amount in Nigerian Naira. You can do the same in Ghana cedis when you go to Ghana, South African Rand when you go to South Africa, Ugandan shillings when you go to Uganda, Nigerian, and so forth, Zambian kwacha when you are in Zambia. It is probably the only instrument today in the market that combined can provide the opportunity for us to actually operationalize the Africa Free Trade Area, which represents the biggest wealth creation opportunity that the continent has ever seen for continental Africa and the African diaspora. For the first time, it is possible for somebody to sit in South Africa or Nigeria and exchange value in real time with somebody sitting in a Kampong or Jamaica or any of the Caribbean islands. Now, I know we talk about this, and it's not very often that we actually show people how that works and what we mean by that. So I'm going to pause for a minute, and I'm going to do a quick demo so that people can begin to experience what this is like and how businesses particularly can use it today to start transforming the way they do business globally. So I'm going to stop this for a moment, and I'll show the app on my screen. And then we will do just very quickly a few transactions. Okay, so I have logged into my app online. For some of you, people who haven't accessed or haven't created the account yet, go ahead and create one. And when you log in, you'll be welcomed by this dashboard. Once the account is activated, you should be able to make a payment at the click of a button by simply clicking Pay User. And if I wanted to send that payment, anybody on the audience can give me their telephone number that's registered with any Swift account, and I can do the transaction with that. Any volunteers?
Yes, I'd like to volunteer.
Okay, what's the number?
7876.
The country code first, please.
876.
Is that +1?
Yes, if we put 1. 799.
799.
0615.
0615.
Yes.
Now, if that is correct, the name will pop up. And that's the Tisha Zedi May deployed. Okay, I'm going to send half a Lumi, 0.5. If I wanted to actually make that payment so that I specify the amount in Jamaican dollars, why don't we try that? So let's send 1,000 Jamaican dollars. I hope I have enough to do that. And then we'll select Jamaican dollars. Now, bear with me. If that's not enough, because as you can see, I only have 79 Lumi in that account. When I click Next, you can schedule the payment so that it takes place in the future, or you can do it, make the payment now. But let's make the payment now. The system will work out how much I need to pay, and great, I have enough. The amount I need to pay is this AKL amount to pay, which is 0.45744. System will take the 1,000 in Jamaican dollars and then calculate the amount I need to transfer over in Lumi, and that is it. Now, I can do this for Nigerian Naira. I can literally do this for any currency anywhere in the world. What that means is that we can now keep our money in gold and be able to make payments in relation to any fiat currency where the invoice is specified in any fiat currency around the world. And that's the price of gold appreciates over time. We lose no value, but we can still make our payments whenever we want at any time. And it is in real time all over the world. So when you're ready, you click confirm, and really that is it. That transaction is complete. The funds would be in Detisha's account. Detisha, have you got it?
I'm checking.
Okay. And I don't have enough in my account to do more transactions. So I'm going to request either Brother Saviors or Chief Semako or any other volunteers that wants to put money into this account so that we can show how that can be done. Now, each account has a QR code attached to it. So if you click on personal, you see QR code that can be displayed. You can print this, put it on your key ring, and that becomes your payment card. It's instant. Brother Saviors, if you're online, or Brother Mbi,
yeah.
I'm
online. But if it's a huge amount, let Chief do it. But if it's a small amount, I will do it.
No, the amount is really up to you. You can put whatever amount you want to put. So just
okay.
QR code, enter the amount you want to pay. So you click on Pay User, scan QR code, scan the QR code, and pay the amount. Ladies and gentlemen,
okay.
this shows you how you can collect payments remotely, wherever you are. I'm sitting in London, but the Saviors is in South Africa. We can do this transaction with anyone, anywhere in the world. And that's how powerful the Lumi is when used, particularly on the SWIFT platform, which is a real-time exchange that brings together individuals, financial institutions, businesses, government agencies into one transaction ecosystem so that we can change the way that people access financial services for everyone.
I've made the payment.
Super. So if you have made it, I can go to banking, I can look at my account, and there you go. I received 1 Lumi. Now, if I wanted to receive a little bit more or specify the amount, what I could do is simply create, I can create a QR invoice, okay? I can also come here and say create QR payment if I'm doing this on the app. So I'll put 5 Lumi this time. Brother Saviors, it's you again.
Okay.
Okay. Now, notice the difference between what we did before. I displayed my QR code and he could pay whatever amount he wished to pay. Imagine what that would do if you are a charity and you are collecting donations from people voluntarily. There you go. I've collected £5 precisely.
5 Lumi.
Sorry, 5 Lumi. My apologies. 5 Lumi. So that is the payment. Okay. And if I want to send that payment to somebody else on the app, let me log into the app. The same kind of experience, seamless, but in real time. So I can click on make payment, and then I can click on find user. This time, I don't need to know the telephone number. I just need to know the name of the person the payment is going to. Any volunteers in the audience?
Yes, John Mubanga from Zambia.
John?
Mubanga.
Okay, let's look for Mubanga. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, you click on find, and hopefully John will come up.
Oh,
John Mubanga, this is
John Mubanga. Yes, that one.
All right, we're making the payment in Lumi, and I'm going to send one Lumi. The reason I'm only sending one because I want to make a few more payments to other people. So I've entered the amount. I simply click next. I confirm the transaction by entering my authentication. Of course, if this is on your mobile phone, you can use your thumbprint or fingerprint. And once that transaction is confirmed, it's done. Okay. Now, John Mubanga can use it immediately to make payments for supplies. Imagine if that was a business. He runs a restaurant and he has to buy bread. He makes sandwiches. A customer walks in, makes a payment for a sandwich, and he needs to place an order for more bread so he can serve other customers. He can do that within seconds. Now, if you use a traditional model of Visa and MasterCard, you'll have to wait 2 or 3 days to get that money. It means capital is not actually moving across or being turned over fast enough to support merchants. Your money gets locked up. We want to change that. And we have an opportunity for the first time, I would say for the first time ever, that we have our own currency and we have the infrastructure through which that can be distributed into every household. Not just distributed like the traditional way of doing it, but in a truly revolutionary way that is different, but that places us in a leadership position. This is why this is a quiet revolution, because in it, there is something for everybody. And together, collectively, we can reach millions of people and we can transform lives in our time. One way to make this reach every corner of the earth is for all of us to come on board and for all of us to decisively use the Lumi as our de facto financial instrument to trade with one another and the rest of the world. When we do that in one collective voice, we can change the narrative for Africa overnight. By this time next year, the story and the amount of wealth that would have been created for many would be very different from what we have now. That's the power of the reset. Thanks to the ingenuity of the design of the Lumi and the fact that we now have an infrastructure through which we can circulate the Lumi in real time. Now, if you just imagine that there is something called SWIFT, where financial institutions around the world are members of, and it takes 2 or 3 days for a SWIFT transaction to go from one financial institution to another. Replace that with this, and you realize that not only financial institutions can be part of this, but every individual, every government agency, including central banks, and we can begin to change the narrative. That is very powerful. So I'm going to stop there. That is the demo. And I thought we go through this exercise. Seeing is believing. We had a conversation this morning with Stanbic, and they asked, oh, what are you showing us? Is it something you're planning to do? And our response was, no, we don't show people things that we have in our pipeline as things to do. We show you what is possible now, so that when you finish the meeting and you want to come on board, you can start transacting immediately. Now, how do you sign up? Let me play a quick video on how you create your account. And then I will go through 1 or 2 slides to talk about the transaction economy and why it is so important that by engaging and by coming on board and making sure that we make this work for everybody, we can actually reshape the way that financial services and even central banks can actually execute monetary policy within nations to drive money flow within economies and change economic activity and economic growth. This is profound. So quick short pause and another video. This time, how to register. One of the greatest challenges that we find right now is that when people are asked to provide a picture of the front of their ID, the picture is either not clear enough and the information on it is not readable, and therefore the account gets rejected when it is reviewed. When an account gets rejected, the opportunity is given to the person who is registering the business or the individual account to update the information, provide clearer pictures of their IDs, for example, so that the account can be reviewed again. And at that point, it is really their responsibility to contact the support team so that their account can be reviewed again. That can take some time. In some cases, it could take 2 weeks or more for that account to be reviewed again, because the demand is so high that every day we are seeing in excess of 800 to 1,000 new account requests. And the team to handle the activation process is growing by the day. Just 2 weeks ago, we onboarded about another 10 people from in Jamaica to help with the support team so that we can address the questions that people have. All I can urge everyone to do is that when you are requesting to create your account, please read the instructions very carefully. Provide the information that is required. Your account will be checked and it will either be activated if the information provided is correct, or it will be rejected and you will be given the opportunity to correct the information. You will be surprised, but some people just want to try. And they go in and they want to create an account and they just put dummy pictures of whatever they can find. Those accounts get rejected eventually. What I can say is that every account goes into a pending state. When an account is in the pending state, everybody gets the benefit of the doubt. When the next stimulus payment is made, they will receive it. But once it is reviewed and rejected, they would have the opportunity to update the information for the account to be reactivated again. But they no longer have the opportunity to receive the subsequent stimulus payments until the account is verified again and activated. So please, let's all do our bit in helping this quiet revolution along. Let's provide the information that is required in the best possible way that we can, so that together we can reach millions of people and really change lives, so that we can help the support team that is working very hard and tirelessly in the background to make this happen, and to ensure that everybody who requests and asks for an account can actually get one, so that those 80% of people that have never been part of any form of financial or economic inclusion can now be part. And together we can begin to transform our economies. In the past, it's been requested that in terms of specifying a referral ID, if somebody sends an invitation link, why can't the ID be captured automatically so that the account can be automatically assigned to the referrer? I can confirm that we have now done this. This is active, effective this morning. So when you invite somebody now and they join, their account is automatically linked to yours. And where commission revenues are distributed, and because this is a communal thing, a quiet revolution that is intended to benefit everybody, commissions are paid when transactions are done to those who introduce others onto the platform, particularly agents and merchants and the financial institutions that we work with, who work very hard to drive access and ensure that people are getting the face-to-face experience when needed in every country. If Brother Mbi is on the line, I would like him to perhaps make a comment or two after this video in terms of how we're working with financial institutions on the ground to make this work.
I'm not sure how to answer that.
So really, together we can reach and change millions of lives. And it's such a collaborative engagement on a massive scale that there's so many organizations that are working quietly in the background to make this work. It's not about the Swift platform at all. It's not about the Lumi at all. It's about a collaborative engagement and a quiet revolution that involves households across the globe, that involves every business, your employees, and everybody, that together there is a financial instrument we can use, a platform we can exchange value on, but without each and every one of us participating and taking advantage of that opportunity to reach out and transform lives, this will be as good as an idea. And in the words of VPM Johnson, the chain will not stop where I stand. And that's how important the engagement of every one of us is in making this work and in ensuring that we achieve the objectives of true inclusion and economic emancipation for everyone. So I'm going to stop there on that video. Brother Mb, are you online? Or if you're not, that's okay. But are you there? Or maybe Brother Servios, do you want to make a quick statement on what's happening, the collaborations, how we're working with other organizations to make this work?
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for your presentation. I just want to let you know that every time when I'm asked, where do I use my Lumi? The first thing I tell people is that you need to think of what you can do to make use of that Lumi, in terms of look around you and see what you can sell to others so that they can buy it in Lumi. If you go to the marketplace, I have a few things, electrical things that I'm not using, that I've placed on the marketplace that I'm selling in Lumi. So if we all have that kind of attitude, it means we can start trading amongst ourselves. Even if you are a vegetable vendor, or you sell groceries, or just a few items that you do not need around your home, sell them in Lumi, and we start the trading. Here in South Africa, we have what we call spaza shops. Just now, just before the meeting, I onboarded a chain that seeks to bankroll mobile shops, mobile spaza shops in South Africa, and they will be selling in Lumi. So that's the kind of attitude that we are seeking for us to be able to promote the Lumi. Thank you. I don't know if Brother Mb is around. He can continue.
Okay, now maybe he's not, but very quickly, I'm going to go through the credit line. But before I go through the credit line, I'm going to go through one or two slides, just very quickly. I'm conscious of time, of course. We are in a transaction economy where you have buyers and sellers. I think I'm not, let me share my screen again. Okay, and on the one hand, the buyer's spending is the seller's income. And so in order to grow the economy, we really need to be thinking of how we can increase money supply within the economy. And that is either done in the form of the money people use to buy or spend in the economy is either money they have or money they have saved or money they have earned or credit. And so in order to increase the economic activity, we need to increase money supply so that people have more money at their disposal to spend on goods and services. And so as we spend, those who are selling goods and services can have their income increase over time. So that is a transaction economy. And in fact, it becomes so critically important that we're able to move the money around quickly in real time, as fast as possible. A cash economy will not do the trick. A cash economy where you can only trade with your neighbor because you can hand over the cash will not allow any business to scale beyond their immediate neighborhood. because we now need to be able to sell not just to our neighbors, but to everyone in our country and to everyone across continental Africa in order to leverage on the opportunity that the African continental free trade really brings. We need to be able to trade with the African diaspora, and we need to do that in real time. So that's why the Lumi is so important. And that's why the ecosystem that enables us to transact in real time is so important. I have already demonstrated how you can use your Lumi and you can address, we have managed to address the multiple currency issue as well, because you can now specify the amount that you're paying in Nigerian Naira, Franc CFA, South African Rand, Zambian Kwacha, and still be able to execute that transaction in real time. Through this kind of ecosystem, there is an AKL swap rate that can be implemented very quickly, and central banks, like the African Central Bank, for example, can now begin to use a different kind of instrument in order to drive money supply within the economy, such as the transaction rate instrument. The transaction rate is possible because for the first time, we are able to deliver the money directly into every household. So if we want to increase money supply within the economy, a stimulus payment just does the trick. If you want to reduce supply, you can introduce a transaction rate which imposes a charge when people begin to transact or exchange value with one another. And that way we can drive and control money flow within the economy to continue to drive the economic growth prospects. The interest rate instrument that has been used widely around the world is something that will never work in an economy where you have 80% of people unbanked, because there isn't any transmission mechanism for that interest rate to take effect. Unfortunately, some central banks, if not all, across continental Africa, rely on the interest rate. And they would move the interest rate in much the same way that interest rates are moved in developed markets. But if you are dealing with a market where, there isn't a deep financial market where a lot of assets are priced and linked to the interest rate, then the transmission mechanism becomes very ineffective. And how can we expect it to be effective within continental Africa, where in some countries only 20% of people are banked? We need to change that. We need to use different types of tools to actually effect monetary policy. And that can be done within the central bank. So the collaboration with the African Central Bank through the African Finance Regulatory Authority presents different types of opportunities for Africa to leapfrog the way that monetary policy can be executed within continental Africa to drive economic growth across every single country, so that we can change that narrative, so that we can grow our economies, reduce poverty, support businesses, and ensure that we can create the right environment for sustainable economic growth. On that note, there is a credit line that is intended for businesses. Now I'm going to play another video clip, yet another video clip, but I promise that is the last for today, on how you can access your stimulus. This is particularly for businesses. This kind of stimulus payment is not open to individuals. I think if you have an agent account, you can access it. If you have a business account, you can access it. But it's not currently available to individuals. Individuals receive the 6.26 Lumi, but this is intended to support businesses so that they can finance their business ideas and begin to create employment opportunities across the economies within continental Africa and the African diaspora. We must use technology to deliver access to digital financial services differently and support businesses to fight poverty, fight unemployment, and fight exclusion.
You're not
from
sharing your
financial
screen, sir.
services. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. To access the Lumi credit line, just hold on a second.
No, I could see it.
You could
We can see the screen. It was
Yeah, I
being
was
shared
seeing the
before.
screen. Mhm.
We're seeing the screen.
Yeah, I could see your screen.
You could see, okay, just forgive me, let me just try again. Then
Okay.
click on payment to self and select AKL credit. Enter the amount. Apologies. Upload any. Okay, can everybody see?
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Okay,
visible.
let me play that again.
Yes.
Yes, can see it.
We must
Yeah,
use technology. We must use technology to deliver access to digital financial services differently and support businesses to fight poverty, fight unemployment, and fight exclusion from financial services. To access the Lumi credit line direct from the Central Solar Reserve Bank now, get online. You can register now if you do not already have an account. Click on banking.
It stopped.
Then click on payment to self and select AKL credit. Enter the amount. Upload any supporting documents and describe the use of funds. Read and confirm agreement to the terms of use of the credit line. That's it. You can check the transaction details and see that the funds are available in your account and ready to use to drive your business goals. Together, we can improve financial inclusion globally. Together, we can reach millions. We can fight poverty, unemployment, and unequal access. We can change millions of lives in our time. Thank you, and that's it from me. Thank you very much. Back to you, Deandra.
Thank you so much, Deandra. And welcome all of you again. Welcome to the 1-year anniversary of the Lumi stimulus. I welcome all our queens, kings, our chiefs, chiefesses, royal dignitaries, to our honorable and profound SOAD government members, to all honorable officials, supporters, and of course, the global Pan-African family, all protocols observed. Welcome to you all. First and foremost, let us get down to Lumi business. As you know, as has been said, today is Lumi Stimulus Payday. And as all of you who are receiving the stimulus will know, we are very excited when payday comes around. And in this light, you will receive your Lumi anniversary gift from Ecosoc, because as the Chief Simako said, the Lumi really and truly is about all of you and everyone in the world receiving and trading with the Lumi. Without you, the Lumi would not have been dispensed around the world, I believe in over 140 countries, and the statistics, as Dr. Linus had presented, I believe over 1 million users. So we are really here to celebrate all of you and really congratulate yourselves. So congratulations and happy anniversary to each and every one of you. And just as a matter of interest, over 450 people have registered for their Lumi anniversary gift today. And each one of you will receive an email with your voucher for 4 Lumi equivalent, which is around $63. So those of you that have registered, left your email address, you will be sent a voucher. And I would like Dr. Linus quickly to come in just to explain how you will redeem your voucher. Please, Dr. Linus.
Thank you very much. If you when you access the app, there is a button that you can click to redeem to redeem a voucher, you can simply just enter the voucher number which you will receive, or simply scan the voucher you will receive by email in order to redeem the voucher. It is quite straightforward and very simple. Today being stimulus payment day, I can imagine it may be very difficult to gain access right now, because there are obviously usually thousands of people and lots of transactions going on at the same time. But when you are able to connect, just simply click on redeem voucher and scan the voucher that you will receive by email. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Linus. So that is our anniversary gift to you all here. And we thank you. Thank you so much for participating and being the change that we want to see. So let us inform you of some of the beneficiaries receiving the Lumi in other capacities other than the stimulus. And later on, we will be talking to people who are actually trading with the Lumi. So let's first, excuse me. So yes, so as mentioned in the presentation by our Vice Deputy Secretary General of the Economic Community of Ecosoc, Ecosoc has several organs, one of which is the Ecosoc, and that stands for the Economic, Social and Cultural Council, which invites Pan-African organizations, it invites NGOs, foundations, charities to be a part of the economic community of Ecosoc. And thereby it is included in its initiatives in the diaspora and in Africa. Pan-African organizations and NGOs work extremely hard and offer their time voluntarily for the love of our people and our forward movement. And generally, they go unrewarded and sometimes unappreciated. So being a member of Ecosoc gives recognition to the work being done on the ground to support our communities, and they are supported, and Ecosoc supports them with a Lumi stimulus amount to move their organization and its activities forward for the community. Therefore, in this light of recognition, we have selected two of our organizations who are beneficiaries of the Ecosoc Lumi stimulus and invite them to give testimony. Please, if Dr. Malana is in the room, Dr. Malana is the Pan-African organization of MOF based in Ghana. And Dr. Malana, if you are with us, may I yield the floor to you, please. Okay, I don't think, I spoke to Dr. Malana earlier and he was in transit, so perhaps he will join us later on. So at this time, we will come back to him. And at this time, next, can we speak to another beneficiary, an Ecosoc official member, Organja Society, a powerful Pan-African organization based in Canada. And they are doing great work with the marijuana plant and the ganja plant. And I yield the floor to Omari, Empress Noni and Omari. I yield the floor to you both. Thank you very much. Is Organja in the room? Omari and Noni, I see you. Can you unmute your mic?
Definitely. One love and greetings to everyone here that's present and anyone listening. We are very, very honored to be here at this moment at the anniversary of the Lumi, and to be amongst such great and benevolent people. We've been blessed to be funded from Ecosoc, and as being members and ambassadors, working ambassadors for the State of the African Diaspora, we've definitely integrated this great and groundbreaking initiative into mostly all of our works right now. We started out as Organja Society, and our society deals with indigenous plant medicine and indigenous healing modules. And I am myself I myself, Omari Sankofa and Noni Iola, have been very, very active in that. So I'll speak a little bit on the Lumi and what she's been doing with the Lumi.
Greetings, everyone. Good day, good day. This is Noni. I'm hoping you all can hear us. We're having a little connection issues, so I'm hoping that our message is very clear and everyone can understand what we're saying. So yes, we would really like to thank the Ecosoc community, the state of the African diaspora, for basically giving us the push that we actually needed to mobilize people over here on this end in Toronto into getting into the Lumi. So what we did is we created a Lumi Healing Stream team, which we've been holding events every week for people to sign up for the Lumi. So on Sundays, we have a great team of people who have come on board to help us promote and market the Lumi on all of our social media platforms, groups and organizations and businesses, to let them know about this great movement that's happening right now. We've been getting great response from the international community. We have a great team that's really helping us to push this this stimulus and also this great movement ahead. You want to tell them about Healing Stream?
Yes, we did develop an entity called Healing Stream because we created an entity called Healing Stream because we saw so much great work happening within our community, not only locally, but globally. And one of the drawbacks we had seen was that we didn't see a lot of the organizations, businesses, entrepreneurs collaborating on the level that would optimize our works. So the Healing Stream is for exactly that. We've basically come up with a system where we're placing database servers on sovereign territory and inviting all throughout the diaspora to be a part of that. We're looking forward to that launch. And the Lumi, of course, is central in our currency and our works and our economic action. So we're really excited about that. We invite anyone from the international community to be a part of this great initiative. And of course, Ecosoc is central to all our works. We're really happy about our working collaboration with SOAD through our MOU. And we invite more and more ones who are represented throughout Ecosoc to be a part of this benevolent time and initiative. And you can get in touch with us at our Organja Society, that is omar@organja.org and noni@organja.org as well.
Yeah, we're really happy. This is an amazing time that we're all in right now. The energy is right. All the right people are coming together. It's very inspirational to see so many people on this Zoom, celebrating with us. We want to thank Chief Samako, Dr. Linus, Dr. Hugh Johnson, Sister Katura. All of you are wonderful, and thank you so much. This is absolutely groundbreaking, and we need more people spreading the word on the Lumi. We need more businesses and organizations signed on, and we are the future for this whole reality that we're living in. We are the ones here to change it. So I give thanks for the space to be able to present, and thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the future and being funded by more and more projects so we can also fund businesses in the community. We're coming on board. The Sovereign Initiative is a great initiative, and for all of us to get involved with that, we need to have more autonomy over our transactions, whether they're social, civic engagements or economic transactions. So we give thanks.
Thank you so much, Omari.
Okay, great.
Baruch, everyone. Baruch, Ata. I'm Rohania, Israel. Anything specific you'd like to know, Sister Roa?
Tell the people all of the wonderful things that you've been doing in
All right. At the moment, as we're speaking, I'm actually being influenced by the great report of these beautiful people. So I'm actually on the website making it clear that we accept Lumi, and I'm actually putting up a link for people to register online even now. So that's what I was multitasking and doing. So I operate a marketing firm. I am Marketplace, and we sell herbal products We do media work. We actually are part owners of Caribbean World Channel, which is on Roku, which is in over 50 million homes and is a great platform for every member here to partake in. So we do video services, animations, and so on. So we've been trading in Lumi, part field, and we're looking forward to go 100% Lumi very soon. Sister Roa can attest to the benefits of the herbal products, and a few members of the Lumi community have been using these products. And I'm also a leader of I Am That I Am Assembly of Israel. So as a people, we're gathering and understanding the knowledge that we are the biblical Israelites that were scattered abroad and taken away on ships according to Deuteronomy 28. You can read the scriptures yourself. And we're now in the process of empowering our fellow man. So in our assemblies, we edify our brothers as entrepreneurs. Yes? Can you hear me? Someone was speaking to me?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, I do apologize. Someone was speaking to me. All right, so we are.
Stop speaking, I know.
Right, let me continue. If someone mic is open, can you please close it for me, host? Thank you. All right, so we are looking at partaking in this beautiful Lumi economic system where we will empower our brethren. And as we know, it's upon us the year of return. We're planning to go back home to Ghana, as we know that we're originally from the Ashanti tribe. And the Ashanti tribe is actually the house of Simeon. And Simeon is one of the 12 patriarchs, which is one of the sons of Jacob. But there was no J, so his name is Jacob. So we will be building a temple unto our creator. His name is Yah. And in the ancient Hebrew tongue, his name is Yahweh. In the modern tongue, some say Yahweh or Yahuwah. We'll be building houses for the leaders. We'll be building houses for families. We'll be setting up factories. And I'm so happy that I see someone with the same drive as us setting up the ganja farm. So we'll be harvesting ganja, planting it, and actually making products ready for export. And we are ready to use the Lumi currency as it relates to that. We'll be doing self-sustainable farms. And also we have I Am Transportation, which will be headed by Andrew Edwards. He's actually in Florida now. We're working on developing that. How can we set up a system and have it operating from here in Jamaica and also in Ghana and using the Lumi currency. So this was a missing ingredient of the whole organization that was placed in Maruak by the Most High Yah. And what was missing was the Lumi currency. So now, since we have, I don't want to say a stumble across the Lumi currency, since the Lumi currency have found us, we see this as a great foundation and a way to restore the wealth back to our people. And we know that we maintain and keep this wealth by keeping the Torah, the laws, the commandments of the Most High Yah, according to Deuteronomy 28 verses 1 to 14. So if we, the children of Israel, are obedient in keeping the commandments of the Most High, this is how we can walk in the Baruch, the Barak, the blessing of the Most High, not just by having this currency alone, but by being obedient to our King of Kings. So I'm looking forward to do business with you, beautiful people. You can visit the website, which is iam.marketplace.com. I'll be sharing the link in the chat very soon. And it's also the website that hosts the Ghana trip that we have coming up. All right, so we are looking forward to doing business with y'all, Israelites scattered abroad. So have a blessed day. That's my part. Shalom.
Thank you, Ya Israel. And so here in Jamaica, we are assiduously working at creating these networks. We have done a lot of work with our farmers, many of whom are on board, willing to trade in Lumi. In addition, we have restaurants, two of which should have presented today, but I'm not sure that they're able to make it into the room. They may be having internet challenges. We also have other businesses, clothing. We have graphic artists and printers on board, and we are growing. And we are so excited and happy to be part of this Lumi revolution and of this new statement that we are making as a nation globally. Thank you.
Who is Melissa? Dr. Maulana?
Yes, good evening. It's my pleasure to be here, and I'm honored. I thank you very much for acknowledging me here in Ghana and the work that we're doing. And I would say that SOAD is doing a tremendous job. I really want to say, you know, all praises be to the Most High for you having this platform. Is there anything specifically that I should highlight of the grandiose opportunity of being here? Because I'm very pleased over the fact of being here.
Thank you, Dr. Malana. Yes, I just wanted to let everybody know who have just have not been us from the beginning. Dr. Malana is a beneficiary of the Ecosoc stimulus payment. He was one of the first Ecosoc receivers. And so we are so honored to give him this, for him being a member of Ecosoc, for the fantastic work that he's doing with MOF in Ghana in getting the citizenship of African diasporans in Ghana. So Dr. Malan, if you could tell our forum the little bit of the work that you are doing and how we have done our best to support you with the Lumi stimulus in moving MOF forward. Thank you very much, Dr. Malana.
Yeah, thank you very much, Your Excellency, Sarah. Yes, I'm here based in Ghana, and I've had about almost about 40 years, not only myself, but with other diaspora, of really lobbying the Ghana government or the different governments that have come to power. The most important objective for the African diaspora in terms, and really for the African continent, as far as I'm concerned, but for the African diaspora to be effective and being able to really contribute to the development of this continent and to make Africa great again, you got to get legalized and accepted by our brethren and sisters who are here. Because those of us who are coming, if you do not have your citizenship, you do not have a sovereign right to really assert the skills that you have acquired while being in the area of the Western governments, Babylon. There's so much that Africans of the diaspora have accumulated over the 400-year period. And they're just waiting in a queue to get back to Africa so that we can really, shed and share a lot of this experiences and knowledge that we have. But what is important, you must be able to get your citizenship. And so this is where Ministry of the Future comes in. We started around 1990, really lobbying the former head of state, Jerry John Rawlings, and the government of Ghana is trying to get them to understand the importance of allowing the African diaspora to come home and give the African diaspora the right to return. And we've been unrelenting on that. So over the period of the decades that have passed, I must say, for Ghana, I am very, very happy. Finally, in 2016, the government of Ghana, it eclipsed where under the former head of state of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama, he actually came out and said, I am not giving you anything. I am returning to you what was taken away from you. So you have your right to return. And this started the whole emphasis of the right to return, gave impetus to the next government that came in the year of return. And I think that everyone in the world by now have heard about the year of return in Ghana. Of over 100,000 Africans of the diaspora who came to Ghana in 2019. And the year of return celebrated the end of the 400-year transatlantic slave trade of Africans in the diaspora in the United States of America, as well as those in the Caribbean as well. So Ministry of the Future has been dead center on making its contribution to make sure that all of our brothers and sisters who desire to come home, desire to be citizens, we have made sure that government would actually understand our problem, because our problem is quite unique. It is different. We are not like other foreign nationals who are trying to, integrate or repatriate. The African of the diaspora is a descendant of the 400 years transatlantic slave trade. And that puts us in a very special category. We're not like Lebanese. We're not like Chinese. We're not like Europeans, British, or white Americans. We have a different narrative altogether. And due to the fact of being under the yoke of this transatlantic slave trade for 400 years, we have gained so much knowledge about the European. We've gained so much experience on how to deal with the European. We've gained so much power mentally, spiritually, on how to deal side by side with the Eurocentric educational system and development. And what we want to do and what we're going to do, we're bringing that skill back to Africa. And we're going to make Africa great again. I have said it, I said it before the African Union, the Vice Chair, His Excellency Ni Kwesi Kwartey. I said it in 2016. I said it again in 2019. I said the African Union set out on its course to build its house in the year 2000 and early on. But they came to an impasse. They realized that they had rejected the cornerstone. And you cannot put the house in place without the cornerstone. And then they came to the realization with us trumpeting, blowing the trumpet, doing educational fora outreach, that the African diaspora is the cornerstone of Africa. And Africa is not going to develop unless she finds a way for the reintegration of her children, find a way to bring these children who have been out for about 500 years away from their mother, to bring them back to their motherland and give them all of the necessities and assistance that they need so that they can help to move this continent forward. And I'm absolutely convinced, and I'm not trying to flatter anyone, I'm telling you over 50 years of experience, the African of the diaspora is able, capable, and ready to rebuild Africa and make Africa great again. But African governments must give us the sovereign right, and that is citizenship of these African countries. So this is the essence of the work that Ministry of the Future is doing, and all the colleagues that are working with us. We have been able to get over 300, almost 500 now, Africans of the diaspora, Ghanaian citizenship. And we have influenced other countries like the Gambia to follow suit. We've influenced Sierra Leone to follow suit. We have influenced Liberia. She's following suit. I understand that Senegal has been looking at this. Mali has been looking at this. And before you know it, all of the sub-Saharan African countries, they will see the benefit of making a way and opening the door for the African of the diaspora to return. Because if they're going to go forward, they must be able to solve this problem, is the reintegration of her children who have been outside for about 500 years. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, that is the foundational basis of the work that I'm doing with Ministry of the Future. I am the CEO and the founder, but I could do nothing without the collective effort of all of my colleagues around me who have helped me. There's just too many of them for me to call their names, but I would say I am very, very blessed because of the support that I've gotten and because of the support has been just tremendous. So Sister Katera, Excellency, I just want to say to you that have people to tune in to Ministry of the Future. The website is theministryofthefuture.com, theministryofthefuture.com. And I will tell you, we have a vision, we have an aim, we have an objective, and we are here to change the narrative of Africa. It must be changed. Africa cannot be free. Africa cannot go forward with the old narrative that the Eurocentric community, the Asian community have been manifesting with us for hundreds of years and centuries. Now this is a new day, a new mindset, and we are here to change the narrative for the better of Africa, all Black people throughout the world, and for that matter, all humanity, not just for African people, but what we're talking about for all humanity. That is the agenda that we are pushing. And I do say, when you look at Genesis chapter 15, verses 13 and 14, you will know who we are. And you will know that we are into the Exodus. The Exodus has started. We are coming, and nobody can stop it. Nobody can stop this coming. We are coming, and we will succeed. We will change Africa for the better. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters.
Thank you so much, Dr. Malana. As you can see, our African family, that Dr. Malana is leading the charge. 40 years on the continent to get to this point of our recognition, our birthright to have the citizenship of this land. That is our birthright. Dr. Malana, I can only thank you so much for the hard work and the little that we have supported in terms of the Ecosoc in providing you with a stimulus of the equivalent of $50,000 US in Lumi. We thank you so much, and we hope that the Lumi can further the work of MOF and the support.
Yes,
thank you so much, Dr. Malana. Let me hand the floor back to the moderator, Vimbai, to make the closing. Thank you, Vimbai.
No sound.
Hello, Vimbai.